Hello friends, I am Hardik Patel. Welcome back to our Tech channel. In previous video we talked about how we can utilize channel layers of Django channels package. In this video we are going to utilize the same consumer, but I am going to keep that consumer as it is and I am just copying that consumer to new consumer, and then we will transform that consumer into chat consumer where one person can send message to other person, and also we are going to create the personal chat room if that is not available in the database, and also we are going to save the messages. So let's get started. First we will copy this echo consumer and create new consumer. So this consumer will be available for your reference, so whenever you want to see what were the changes we did. Okay, so I'm now renaming this consumer to chat consumer. Okay, and also I am just adding the route for it so we can understand and start working on it. Okay, so I need to add the new path ws chat slash, and now we are going to need username as well, right? So whom I want to talk, and for that particular person I need to create the WebSocket connection so I can send the message and receive the message from the same connection, right? So we have to provide the username, and my account will be available through the session, right? So for that purpose I am just adding dynamic variable here, that is string username. Okay, so we are going to have this username in scope available. Okay, so we will utilize that there, and the second argument, that is chat consumer. All right, so I'm just pulling that as well. Now, as I said earlier, we didn't use any kind of authentication, but now, as I said, we are going to get the account of logged in user from the session. So for that purpose, we need to add one more function here on top of URL router. So whichever request comes in, it will add that user, logged in user, into scope. Okay, and so for that purpose, I am adding one more thing, that is channels dot auth middleware stack. Okay, so this is the function which you have to add here, and URL router must be as an argument for that, like this. Okay, so whatever request comes in first for this WebSocket, this will go to this auth middleware stack, and it will check if session has any user logged in or any cookie, or also it will check for cookie as well. And if the user is logged in, then it will add that user variable, or you can say key, into scope dictionary, so you can utilize that scope into consumer. Okay, so now we will have two things available in the consumer, that is username whom I want to talk, and the user will be available for my account because I am logged in. Okay, so chat consumer, let's go to chat consumer. Now we are ready with a new route and a new consumer, but still the functionality is as it is. So now in chat consumer, as I said, we are going to get two things: first user, and second username of other person. Okay, so let me do one thing, that is accepting the connection should be in the last. I think in the last video I made it to the top, but this time I am made it to the bottom. Okay, so now what we need to do here, that room name is broadcast, which was common for each and every connection, but now this should be unique for two persons only. So how can we do that? Let's do that. So first, me, I am just putting variables like this so you can understand me. That means logged in users variable. Okay, so that we are going to get from self dot scope, and inside that user will be the key. Okay, so now me will have the logged in user object. Okay, then second thing is username, but whose username? That I am saying that other username, so you can understand. Okay, other username, and then self dot scope, and inside that URL route, that is the key, and inside that there will be kw args. In that case, you will have few arguments, like as I said that we added one username that will be available that as a key wargs, I mean keyword arguments. So username will be the key and the value will be the our value which we need. Okay, then another key, that is username. So now we have other username, so we have to get that object as well, right? Still we have just string of that username. So let me import the user table as well. So from django dot contrib dot auth dot, all right, so we have imported user, and then so other username is there. Now how we can get the user, that is I am saying other user is equal to user dot objects dot get username is equal to other user name. All right, so by this username we are going to get the other user object as well. So now we now have both the object, that me, that is logged in user, and other user, that is whom we want to talk. Okay, so now uh, I would like to also explain that function I have added, that is available in managers.py. All right, so this is thread manager, and inside that we have created one method, that is get or create personal thread, where we are passing two arguments, user1 and user2. So it will create the personal thread if doesn't exist, and if it exists then it will return. Okay, so first I am filtering that threads by personal thread type, then I am checking this both the users should be available in that thread. Okay, so this should be the final, but to avoid the errors I have just added one more thing, that is I am just annotating by this count, so users should be only two. All right, if I do not do this, then these two also should work, and if I do this and if I don't do this, still it should work. Okay, because personal threads are going to be created from here itself, and those are going to have only two users anyways. But suppose you have created one thread from cell, or from the directly in the database from the admin console, right? Maybe you can have added three users, then in that case it can raise the error. So for that purpose I have added this check as well. Now I am going to check if these threads don't exist. If it exists, then I am just going to return the first, and if doesn't exist, then I'm just going to create that personal thread, and I'm going to add both the users in that thread and going to return again. Okay, so we are going to use this function, so let's use that function here in consumers. So I'm calling it thread object is equal to thread dot objects dot get or create personal thread. Okay, and inside that we need to pass both the user object, that me and comma other user. Okay, now what I'm going to do, that we have to import this thread as well. So let's import that from chat models import thread. Okay, so we now have the thread object, and now we are going to form this room name. So I'm going to use the app string here, and I'm calling it thread. Instead of thread I'm calling it personal thread underscore, and then thread object dot id. Okay, so this is going to be a unique room name for only these two users. Okay, so we now have the room name available, we have also created that room, and then we are connected. Okay, so everything is fine. Now let's look at the front end, or maybe let's run the application first. Okay, so application is now running, and let's refresh the page here. As you can see, you are connected without any error, because we haven't changed that URL, this one. from the front end side. Still it is calling that broadcast consumer. Okay, because we have to change that URL as well from the front end side as well. So how can we do that? Let's do that first. Yeah, we have to open that chat.html. Inside that, what we are doing, the ws/chat. Okay, so as you know, our user this path, so we can utilize this directly, because whenever we are going to come to this page, we are going to have this path. So if I am logged in as Arav and I want to talk to Hardik, I am going to be on this page, chat Hardik. So we can utilize this, right? So how can we do that? So I'm just going to remove this first, like this, and I'm just using this plus and window dot location dot path name. So it will give me after host name all whole path, right? Chat Hardik. So I'm going to just append that ws/chat/Hardik. All right, so this is done. And now let's refresh the page again. As you can see, still it is connected, and now we are talking to this ws/chat Hardik. All right, so yeah, now I'm also refreshing the second page as well. As you can see, it is working fine both the end. Now if I send the message hello, still I am receiving message, because still that receive function is the same as broadcast consumer. Now we need to change that. So how can we change that? First, two things we need to add. That message must be broadcasted as it was done earlier, but this time it is going to send this message only that room which has only these two users. So these two users are going to receive the message only. All right, so first I want to append the username as well with that message, and we cannot append the username directly in text message, but we have to use JSON instead of normal plain text. So let's import the JSON here. All right, and we are going to create the message here. MSG is equal to JSON dot, and I'm just going to dump that dictionary to the string, and first key is going to be text, as we already had that event dot get text, and the second key is going to be username, and that is going to be self dot scope user dot username. All right, so this user is an object, user object which is logged in, and we are using this username property to send that username into the message itself. Now I am going to send this message here, because we need string, and now we are converting this dictionary to string using this JSON library. All right, so now we are ready to send the JSON with the username, but in front end we are accepting only text. Okay, so as you can see here that on message we are logging that event, then we are creating one li element, but inside that li element we are just appending this event.data. Until now we had only plain text in that event data, but now we are going to receive JSON, so we have to parse that string. So let's parse the string. So data is equal to JSON dot parse, and inside that I am going to pass event.data. Now sorry, yeah, so we have this data available, and this is array of JavaScript now. So what you can do here, instead of passing direct string, I am just going to build the string as we were doing here, right? So I'm just copying it for now. This was built from Django template language, but here we are using JavaScript, so we cannot use this curly braces. But yes, this square brace is required Here instead of message, data.text, like this. And yeah, okay, and username also should be a variable, so we are going to this plus, all right, and instead of sender.message, data.username. All right, so we are going to have that username and text into this data after parsing this JSON. And now we have built that string. So whenever we are going to receive that message in JSON format, we are going to append the string like this. Okay, now we are ready, and let's refresh the page, both the end. All right, now if I send hi, so as you can see I have sent hi message, and as you can see I have sent the message from arrow user. So at both the end I am having this arrow, but if I send hello from Hardik, so it is going to be have Hardik both the end. So as you can see now, as usual chat application is implemented fine, but if you refresh the page, that message are gone. Why? Because we do not have stored those messages in database. So let's store this messages in database as well. So to store that message, what we are going to do, yeah, so let's look at the schema first. Go to the models, and inside the thread, this is the message, right? So what we need first, thread, sender and text. All right, so let's create that consumer. So first thing, we have to make this thread object available to whole consumer object. So we have to attach this self dot thread object, and let's use that way. All right, and then when we receive that message, we have to call function self dot store message. All right, and inside that we are just going to pass the text, event dot get text. Okay, so we need that text only because other things are available there. Df store message, and I'm going to accept only one argument, that is text, and then we have to import that message model here, message. So message dot objects dot create, and inside that we need to pass three argument. First, thread. All right, so is equal to self dot thread object. Second is sender, and that is going to self dot scope and then user. And third is text is equal to text, right? So we have all the things are available, so we are sending it to this create method, and it will create that message. All right, so this is pretty much for storing the message, and let's validate that. Let me refresh both the application, and now I am sending hi. So as you can see hi is available. I am sending hello from Hardik, and now if I refresh the page, yeah, as you can see we now have all the messages are stored in the database. That's why we are getting all the message after reloading the page. Okay, so that's pretty much from this video. Let me know what are other things I can cover in this series, and also we are going to convert this chat consumer from synchronous consumer to asynchronous consumer in next video. And please subscribe my channel. If you have liked this video, please share with your friends who wants to learn this WebSocket connections using Django channels package. Yeah, so thank you very much, and see you soon in the next video.